live, man. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I heard many good things about you.
I try to make a name for myself. What can I say?
Yeah. Shouts out to Roxy Dover as well as the beautiful and sexy Kelly Callie Freer. And I got to ask, okay, one, did you get the threesome? And tell us about it.
I actually got the original. Only did I just get a threesome? I got the original threesome.
Ooh.
Um, it was really cool. I actually because somebody I've been working with, I think, since my first Exotica, I walked up
Mm.
to her at a booth and I was like, "Yo, I want to try this content stuff." So I got tested. I went out to Connecticut and we started working like a year back.
Word.
So so then this year came up. There was another friend of mine that wanted to work with Roxy named Violet. We were able to get that down. Then
Mm.
Callie reached out to me and she then as I was talking to her, I said, I think there's a girl you might like. And now the rest is history. She came with me, we went up to the room and
And what's interesting is, um, I always talk about on this show the approach. You feel what I'm saying? And you didn't approach via email. You didn't approach via DM. You approached in person. You feel what I'm saying? One that takes a lot of balls, especially as a comedian. You know, because a lot of people ain't gonna take us serious if we ain't done anything. So for you, describe your approach so these dumb motherfuckers can understand how you supposed to do it.
So when I had to approach her, I did originally DM her first.
Mm.
Once I DM'd her, it's like I had to still show I was a real person in person because like
Mm.
we had messaged back and forth. Then luckily I had some stuff up there. I had some stuff from some girls from around the way. With consent of course to post. Um, so they ain't the biggest content creators, but a couple of the as long as it don't show my face and I had a little something to show for myself when I went up to her and I said, hey, like, I would love to be in one of your videos. And
No, because see, when guys come and ask me, I tell them get some work first, then go holler. You know what I'm saying? Because it is easier to get her to fuck you on camera if she see you fucking on camera.
that part.
And that was one. And then of course you going in person. Cause I was always taught you want to rub if you want to be with one, you want to be a big dog, you got to go with the big dogs that rub elbows with them and stuff. So was she the only one? Was she the only lady that you approached?
That original year, yeah, because it was
Okay.
like when I was new.
Mm.
This year, this previous Exotica was a big pop off year for me.
Mm.
I found myself in a lot of like cool circles, so I definitely was able to branch out. But
Mm.
as far as like that original, she was one of the first people I approached, and I think there was like one other lady I approached, and me and her were really good friends now too.
Oh, see, there you go. So smokers, especially the ladies, because some of my lady smokers like, okay, when you gonna get some meat up in here? Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, there you go. So you know what time it is. Time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. That's right. You know I am Kavanaugh Superchamp, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. Four sponsors to tell you about real quickly. Eroticismmagazine.com, blusherotica.com. Go subscribe. Also, for your candle needs, the Kinky Candle Company. And if you need legal help, she's right straight from my home state, the Queen of Law herself, Mitchell Ferrari. Links in the description. Also, let me tell you where else you can find me and listen to me outside of all the other outlets. You can go check me every morning, 5 days out the week at fullswapradio.com. Also, it's sgpradio.com. And every now and then I get on there with the owner, Jared, and we chop it up about pro wrestling. So y'all get to hear my pro wrestling takes. As well as SkyhawkAfterDarkTV.com. Now, As y'all know, I was a male talent / producer for 15 years. So
Oh,
if I
gee.
bring a dick up on my fucking podcast, that means I must really respect that motherfucker and said, I had that motherfucker on my team. The shit I could have done back then. Type shit. Well, this is one of them. You feel me? So, y'all, if you've been in the premium smoke room, you done heard the girls talk about what he could do. If you follow him online, you see what he can do. And trust me, he is a name that is going to be around for a nice long time. So I'm going to sit back and let this king introduce himself. Tell me who you
Man, thank you, Moses. Also go by MidKnight Productions. Like the Dark Knight, but I don't want to get no copyright issues. So MidKnight.
no doubt.
um, Based out of New York. 28. I'm one of the young rookies in the game. I think I'm moving into like young vet status, but I'm out here, man. What can I say?
So for you walking into the game, um, what was it that made you step into the game? Because like with me, it was girls I was working with, I was helping them. I wasn't trying to be in front of the camera until I was kind of pushed. But y'all know the story. I don't need to rehash it. So for you, what was the push that pushed you in?
Um, it was a mix of a couple things. For me, one, I like always did content and not adult content, but like like funny skit videos and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'd work with like a jewelry company, so like we were doing a bunch of stuff. So I was editing my own videos, putting out all types of stuff like that. So one year I went to Exxxotica, New Jersey, and I got like that 3 day pass, and I was like, oh yeah, this should be easy. And I was way too overzealous. Like I was driving like hour and a half every day to Jersey. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, why would I ever do this? And then every day I just went there until like I done seen every porn star I done watched since college days back in the day. I done met all of them. I done posted it up. And all I saw when I put on Instagram that everybody went crazy. I think that post got shared like 420 times. I'm like, y'all some perverts. And when I saw that, I said, you know what? I think I can do this.
Yeah, yeah. Because what people don't understand with the guys, when we put the shit up online, we look at like how people react to it. And even with my shit, it was like internet when I came in, it wasn't that big. So when I dropped my shit, it took a while before I got a sale, but I saw the views that I was getting and the attention that the girls was getting. And if you in there with the girls, you know what I'm saying? Because we the engine that make the train go. Let's make it. Let's not. You feel me? So for you, your first couple of shoots, how do you first of all got the girls to do it, and two, the fact that they wasn't, I guess, content creator or porn star, I don't know what they were, but willing to sign that paperwork, show face, and all that good shit.
It was just a simple approach. Like first I said, let me work with what I have. So all the videos I had already had, I just, started messaging people like, hey, how do you feel about, this going on OnlyFans? And then, I got a good amount of no's. I got a good amount of no's. But I think my biggest no's was what? And I was like, hey man, look, that's why I asked. No problem, no problem. And then those that said, it didn't have my face. You know what? I support you. Go for it. Once I had that up, I posted around. I actually went. For me, my whole promo approach was actually to people I know.
Mm.
I'm not one of those people that started online and like most of my fan base was strangers. It started out with actually like people I didn't work with, known. Like my whole family knows what I do. I'm very like I'm not doxable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. That happened to me early. You couldn't shame, you couldn't blackmail me for nothing. Me and Mama already knew. So thanks to my god brother, y'all know that story too. So
I said my mama said it's cool. I don't really got nothing to
that's what I
explain to
say.
nobody else.
This shit. Actually, want to be honest, everybody in my family kind of was a surprise, but that's another conversation for another day. We knew you were gonna do porn. It was a shock, actually.
It's
Like,
a
damn.
matter of time. Why didn't you do it sooner? That's what
I
they
was
say.
saying, I thought about it in college though. I thought about it in college where I talked to a dude, but there was no openings back then. It was we talking about like '93, dog. Totally different game. But so the first set of videos you were putting up was just shit that you did with a girl that just wanted to film. You know what I'm saying? Y'all being freaky. So you step to Roxy. It gets set up. Let's talk about it's different.
Yeah, that one was different. Because the first one, I shot right before that, even though it was like a more established person, we did it ourselves, like on the same mechanism. I'm holding this camera right now.
Mm.
Or cell phone.
So as you record before you got to Roxy, I don't want to jump too far here. You jump to Roxy, you kind of was on the understanding of okay, let me professionalize how I'm filming this a little bit.
Yeah, let me go on Amazon. Let me get the ring light. Let me try to get the different angles. I think one of the funniest but yet like coolest views is like when I'm like I set up a camera. I got like you're doing the back shot videos, and it's always funny when I see myself like doing the back shots, and then like the flashlight from the phone's going. I'm like, look
Yeah,
at that. But from that phone that I'm holding, that's the money shot right there.
yeah.
So I was learning how to like kind of spice things up, try to get like those good angles, and then what I could put up on Twitter to really catch that traction. I remember when I first came out, shout out Damn Sean. I know like her page was crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I kept her post notifications on. Anytime she posted any type of thread, I was the first one under it. That propelled me 600 followers. I was under that every day. Black Dick, me. Me. Dick, I'm getting a little chubby.
I still do it. I'm retired, so shit. I still got porn to sell. Goddamn, I'm retired, so fuck with you.
Um, Roxy was the first one when I went up to her. Like her husband is, he's a Steven Spielberg of this shit. He is the real fucking deal. He got the lights set up. He be catching like behind the scene photos while it's all going on. Like I start to think sometimes like, even though I'm the one fucking and we
Yeah,
both working, I'm like, yo, he really be putting this shit together.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, guys don't understand this. When you get that cameraman, that studio setup, when you actually do a studio type style shoot, it's a different mind state. It's a different work rate. It's just different because it's like I hate to say this, holding that phone, doing it doggy style, it hides your weaknesses as a male talent. It really comes out to see what type of male talent you is when you got the cameraman in your face. So for you, how was it having a cameraman? Because you went from not having a cameraman to you in front and you got a cameraman. And I'm pretty sure he was up close and personal.
Yep, definitely. He was a lot of times I was like, damn, he's so close, but but it was different for sure. It kind of really, I would say it's the test of like, is you gonna do this or not? Now, granted, because of OnlyFans, because there's so many routes, like it's not a route everybody has to go, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely gonna be the golden path. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's definitely gonna be the straight line of all of it. So the sooner you can kind of get more comfortable around somebody else taking that video, and then not to mention too, like once I really got to the opportunity of having people record my videos from the side, the
yeah.
angles they're getting is not the same as like that standing camera. Like they're seeing what I need to be seeing, and like honestly, like I'm fucking,
Look,
but they making the porn.
it spoiled you, didn't it? Because I walked in the game with a cameraman, so stop playing people. Trust and believe. Because it to me, it makes you feel more professional. And two, also it trains you for that pressure. See, because you got to be cold blooded to be in front of that camera, keep it up, and bust on cue. And Even if you bust a little quick, you got to get it back up because y'all need about 10 more minutes. I need 10 more minutes. Let's not forget about the action stills that you might want to do after the scene. I'm just saying.
I think one of the best practices is for everybody, you gotta go to a lifestyle event. You gotta go to a lifestyle event. You gotta be comfortable being in a room full of people. It's pretty cool too, because if you go out there, like, listen, like wins and losses, you can't win them all, but at least like with a loss there, you don't got people's money and time invested in. So if you're gonna, take an L, it's better to go take it at a lifestyle party. You know what I mean? Shake that loss off and then just get back in the game.
Yeah, because no matter what, the higher the level, the more people you have to shoot in front of.
That room
Trust
started
me, I
getting
just
full
said
and full.
shot with a group of like 6 couples walking in on me and Prince Gemini, and I'm banging it from the back like it ain't nothing. Like, I'm just saying, you feel me? It's like people don't understand the mind state you gotta have because it is a mental game.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So for you, after that first shoot that you got through, what have you, how did you feel? Because to me, after I did my first one with a camera guy and all that, it felt good. I was like, damn. Especially when I went back and looked and said, it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So for you, what was the feeling after that shoot?
After that shoot, I felt like my resume was thick. I felt like I had a thick ass resume because I had like, my whatever shoots. I had one person who, we came up kind of together, Violet Vixen.
Mm-hmm.
Then once I hit that Roxy, it was like camera quality is different, lights are on point, and then we shot so many scenes. And I don't know if they told you we had explored VR that day. So I did a VR shoot, which not a lot of people will can say they did, and that was the most work I've ever done in my life. Like if you can do VR, if you can do VR, you can do anything.
Y'all don't understand how hard it is for VR. I would never do VR.
1 gigabyte. I think they said 1 gigabyte a second, and
Man,
everybody knows.
no, you can't breathe. And she's sucking and fucking the shit out your dick.
I'm just like,
And you got a nut. And it might be a strong one. Yeah. Yeah, see, people, I was doing VR before there was VR out this piece. But and I know that was POV out this bitch. we used to call it I call it fan experience. Period. Like when she talked to him and then, same thing. That would they took it and made it VR. I mean, not saying that I invented this shit. I'm not saying that. But it was kind of the gist of it, what have you. So, damn, man, you did VR, bro. Yeah, I know you would sit there like, I am the shit.
yeah, for real. I sat there. I was like, I think Ben will say, I clocked in like a 10-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I ain't never worked so hard in my life. I don't think I ever want to have sex again. I'm tired. And then I had sex a couple days later, and I was
And
right
trust
there.
me, that was a strong nut. Just because
Strong
you
nut
can't,
indeed.
you that's the only release you got is the nut. You can't breathe, you can't moan.
Yeah, because whoever's watching that thing, they're just me.
Yeah,
They are me. I am them.
yeah. That is crazy. So for you, of course, you started shooting with Roxy, working with her and the other ladies, what have you. Um, for you, how much shooting with them, gaining that experience being in front of the camera, learning yourself as a male talent prepared you for this year? You get what I'm saying? Because I tell guys, you need to shoot. You need to become experienced. You need to learn the off-camera hand. You need to learn certain things to make the scene better because at the end of the day, we control it. We control how we switch positions, the whole nine. So for you, with me saying all that, for you, how much did those shoots help give you that experience? You know what I'm saying? Of being in front of the camera and being a professional male talent.
Man, doing all those is just kind of like each shoot is like a learning experience, you know? Like have like a wide variety of women I get to deal with, women I get to, have the pleasure of shooting with. Different type of people behind the camera scenes. You know, you got the passive camera person and then the dominant camera person. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I could work with either one. I almost kind of prefer the more dominant the person is, like the camera person, the easier it is for me because now I don't really have to control as much. I don't have to think, hey man, because there's even times when I had a friend shoot for me and I'm like, hey, like while I'm doing it, I'm like, hey, to the right because as I'm doing this, I know you're not where I need you to be for what I'm trying to get done right now. So once you really every single shoot, it's just another piece of knowledge you're gaining, and you just bring that into the next part.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lexi Morgan said, "Hey."
Yeah, she just hit.
See, and we doing the
Lexi.
show, and see, good dick goes a long way. Let's jump. But anyway, uh, but no, but that's what I'm saying because if you want to get to the next level, that means shoot with more established female talent. It's believe it or not, these ladies do look at how we fuck, how we work, even through our trailers or what have you, as well as talking to others. You know, also the fact that you got Roxy co-signing you. Now, one, Roxy got a name. Let's make that clear, people.
Roxy has a booth every year for a reason. I definitely went to a lifestyle party and I was next to an OG and he said, I said, yeah, I be making shit. And he looked at me, he said, you that guy. I said, what guy? He said, you the guy that be shooting Roxy. I said, OG, it's me. That was my dick on the fan. The fan, that was me.
Yeah, period. Because it's kind of like as being a male talent, we also got to be entertaining, also in front of camera. Period. I tell people it's an art of doing this shit because the guys that shoot with a lot of girls, hate them or love them, they know how to work the girls in the camera. Period. Now, granted,
Yeah.
if you see the behind the scenes, you probably go to sleep. Because I ain't gonna front. I just said it on the porch scene. That should be boring as fuck. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck how good you sucking the dick. That shit boring as hell. Maybe because I wanted to be in the scene though. But I'm like, damn, it's kind of boring.
The stop and go be kind of crazy.
Yes, it is. So shoot. So of course, you went to what the past Exxxotica. Well, you was at AVN, won't you?
Nah, I didn't go to AVN this year, but I was at the Exxxotica in Jersey. For me, basically, I want to say like before Jersey, I want to say I probably had worked with 10 to 10, about 10 content creators, roughly. Maybe,
Right.
probably, let's say like 4 or 5 of them are established and the other 5.
Mm.
At Exxxotica, I think I clocked in about 13 scenes. 13 scenes in
I
Exxxotica.
am so jealous of you right there. When I went to Exxxotica, I set up 7 and only got 2. So there you go.
I definitely overbooked myself, but I was able to make it happen. I had to shake off some nerves in the
I mean, how
beginning.
many scenes you shot a day though?
Um, I want to say the first day I did maybe 2 to 3.
Okay.
That's when Thursday. Then I think Friday I was able to get in like 4. Friday I think I got in like 3, and then like like that last day.
You why the
I
girls
did.
want to see with your ass. You like me, goddamn. You can probably knock out 6 in a day.
I busted out 6 that last day. I the last day literally is so funny. In the last scene, it's like it was a beautiful scene because it was with my biggest age gap I've ever done in a scene. I think she's beautiful woman. She's 59. I'm 28, so we were into it. Last scene of the day, I'm exhausted. We out here, we get into it. We switch positions, and then she like squirted me out. And my dick tired. My dick is like, look, man, I don't know what the fuck you gonna do, but I'm not coming with you no more. And then I just said, I'm so tired. She said, I'm sorry. And I said, nah, your pussy's amazing. Then the final scene is just me like laying on her, just like we kissing it out. Cause
Yeah.
it's just like it was a fucking
Because
battle.
see, the thing that I always talk about is not overshooting yourself because we can, especially when you get them scenes popping and the girls want to work and shit. So for you, how will you approach it this go around? Because yeah, we want to get that 13, but it may not be wise to get that 13 because it's kind of like, let's keep it 100. We know how the business is. So you want to make sure your best performance because you know how, people might talk or, you know.
Of course.
Smokers know. So for you, with the next time when you're in that situation, how would you figure out, okay, let me do this much so I can give my best performance so that I can give a good pop shot? Because after a while, the pop shot is just clear.
Exactly.
There's no white in it.
No, for real. It's just looking like drips of water and shit. Like,
It's just like her face is wet.
I was like, if I scream loud enough, it's gonna sound like I did something. This time around, I'm definitely falling more into like fetish scenes. Like body worships, things like that. Cause like it's simple. Like I can eat some pussy, I can lick some feet, and like that's a 5-10 minute clip right there. You sell it a little bit less, but somebody love the fuck out that shit. It's a little
Yeah,
less money.
because to me, it's like all the dudes want to rough fuck these bitches. Sensual sex is what sells. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can see ain't say that. No, it sells.
For me, I would say because I've been having a new catchphrase. I was telling like my agent, I said like my big like my niche, what is kind of like my brand, is like I do a lot more sensual sex. Like you know what I mean. I really take the time. Like there ain't no video really out here where I'm not eating pussy because I gotta start from the top to the bottom. And what I said to him, I was like, look, like at the end of the day, if I'm black, I'm getting put in the BBC category.
Yeah.
And when it comes to porn is just like jail. There's always gonna be somebody out there that's tougher and bigger than you. So you gotta do something different.
Yeah. Because see, even if you look at, let's keep it 100. The guy we just had the AVNs, the guys that was nominated, whether it was fan or even the committee, they all do sensual sex. You see sensual sex scenes. You might see some trade where they banging their back out, but if you look at the whole scene, it ain't the whole scene, people. It ain't the whole scene. Because us as men, we forget, even though, yes, we have gay fan base, there's still a woman fan base that want to look at us too.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
And stuff like that. So for you, because you said the more sensual, what have you. I ran the girls that don't want to kiss and stuff of that nature, right? So for you, when it comes to your particular brand, is that something that do you want a lady that I gotta put it this way? Do you think kissing is important in the sensual sex side or important to your brand?
I think at this point it is important to my brand. I used to kind of think like, oh yeah, it's just porn, in and out, whatever. But it's like for me, I'm such a jokester. I be chilling, we be in there vibing because I always make people feel comfortable. I had the whole room dying, but like, at what point do we switch gears into like getting into our zone? So like for me, I'm like, I gotta kiss the scene in, like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because to me, especially if a girl don't kiss, it limits the type scenes and role play shit we might could pull off. Because I'm just saying, because to a certain extent, with us as dudes, it ain't like women. Women can walk in, look sexy, big ass, big tits. They are made a fantasy because we're looking at them to make them a fantasy. We have to be a fantasy walking in.
Exactly. Exactly.
You feel me? Yeah, women fantasize about that ass. You know what I'm saying? She play with a coochie looking at you. I'm just saying. You ain't got at least 3 female fans that has been emailing you for 4 years. You ain't doing something right.
And tell me, ain't that the truth?
You know, period. So for you, how much do you keep in mind? Because we are pushed, we are made to understand gay men, the LGBTQ is going to watch us and love us. But how much you keep in mind playing to the female base?
To the female base, it's like realistically, because you get messages from everybody.
Yeah.
For me, like I'm on the younger side, so like I didn't been in fraternity. Some of my brothers is gay. So before I even started this, I actually pulled one of them aside and said, "Yo, I need to understand everything. Like, just explain to me everything." He sat me down. It was
Yeah.
to the point where I was just so casually listening to the stuff that I've never heard before. Because again, like, and it's so funny because he was gay the whole time in our fraternity, but he just never really had the opportunity to explain his love life.
Yeah.
We just never asked. And I'm like, look, man, I'm doing this now. I know this is what my fans are explaining to me. He explained to me so much. I was like, now I know how to market to one group. And
Yeah.
then with women, I'm just learning that more and more. Like, if a girl tell me it's something that she really like, I'm like, you know what? I gotta listen for real.
Yeah. See, because like I said, we already at the, how can I put this? Ladies are already gonna make more money than us anyway. Let's just keep it 100. So we really got to work extra hard. Women say they got to work. Not important. We got to work extra hard because we have to also up our game with the chicks that we shoot with.
Yes,
Period.
100%.
So we about to switch. You know the question I normally ask the ladies. I'm about to ask him, male wise. What a female got to bring to the table to shoot with you? Because let's make this clear. He is a talent / producer. Because remember, MidKnight Productions.
Yep.
So I'll leave the stage to you, my brother.
To shoot with me, you gotta be easy. You gotta be easy to communicate with. And it's not even so much like do whatever I say, but like for instance, hey, I'm trying to upload this to this site, do you have this site? We need to be able to be on a professional communication level. I'm not going to call you at one in the morning or nothing like that. I'm not going to overstep boundaries, but hey, I need this ID because yours just expired. We need to be able to actively work with each other. There's been times where like I'm understanding. I wouldn't say I necessarily have a big payload, as in like
Mm-hmm.
I got a big production payload, but I have had a situation in the past where somebody was retiring from porn, and they just they say, hey, I don't want my videos up no more, and I respected it, but we had to talk about it where a certain fee had to be refunded because we still signed the contract, we did all this work. I care less about the work. I want you to go on about your life happy. Whatever you need to erase, I have no problem with it, but the fee is still lost. So I need
Yeah.
that to be recouped. My time,
Yeah.
it's all well and good. I had a great time, but I'm gonna need
Oh
that
no,
back.
no, no. Like I said, I came from the old school. It like I got put this. For me to have taken a girl scene down, she had to be the OG that I respected heavy for that. But I done had girls ask, and I had one girl sit there and said, yeah, I didn't turn my life over to Christ. Where I said, let Jesus Christ come down here and tell me, take that shit down. It ain't coming down because you signed the paperwork. You knew what it is. There's no victims in this, babe.
Come as you are. Jesus said,
Yeah,
"Come as you are." Listen, we love all the sinners. Don't. Jesus ain't mad that you did that. Jesus already
yeah.
forgave you.
Because to me, that's the biggest, I think, worry, especially when you deal with newbies, people that never shot, is that
Remorse.
recoil.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And you might even have it with shit established town sometimes. It just depends on what the
Yeah.
situation is,
Yeah.
period. So,
It's true. I also say like as far as what's a woman town? You know, obviously like hygiene got to be on point because like again, like I'm 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 a kisser, so I'm gonna kiss parts of your body. Like I'm not just kiss your lips. Like you know, I'm gonna go everywhere. Like you know, if a toga, as long you know, you tell me your boundaries, of course. You know, I ain't gonna put a tongue in your ass if you don't want to put a tongue in your ass, of course. But um, hygiene on point because you know we out here trying to make a scene. We in the moment. And then another big thing I would say, what's another big thing? Mm, I think I don't like I done been in high school already. You know what I'm saying? I done been in college already. So in other words, I don't I don't want drama. I don't want to work with you and now all of a sudden I gotta have arguments and conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like that's another part of the professionalism. I don't want you to bring whatever issues you have outside into this. Let's just, you know, an easy attachment. That's a big one. I want to just keep my way out of any drama, whatever they got going on, and vice versa.
So now the other question is, of course, we got to ask, the body type because we do know in the industry, and I know you know this because you done been around the industry long enough. And some of these motherfuckers will not fuck certain body types because they're afraid that they won't get booked because of it, or they lose their fan base. Yes, men actually think like that sometimes. Yeah.
Of
So
course.
for you, do you have a body type that you don't, or does it matter?
For me, not really. I definitely am big into the BBW community. I'm also in the muscle mommy community, so I'm in like two very. So I didn't.
You sure we ain't family, dog? Yes, I'm that extreme, people. Yes, I found another extremist like me. Yes, muscle mommy, look like a fitness model. She even got a little bit of muscle on her, and yes, like me, a big girl.
Because working with muscle mommies is so fun because like
Got the opportunity to do that.
it's gonna be one of the easier shoots you do because they have so much energy and stamina. They fucking you when they on top. They riding. They is riding. Like I'll be like, God damn, like you gonna ride me through this bed. With my BBWs, you know, I think I like to say I'm gonna keep our brand good, and I don't mean just like me. I think of all the women I shoot with, and I'm just like, you know, I just make sure all the BBWs, the big beautiful women I'm with, are emphasis on the beautiful. I'm not gonna salt our brand. You know, no matter what they say, whether they like big women or not, I do, and they're all beautiful. And I ain't bringing in nothing that ain't, you know, that middle B. So that way, you know, we good, we good. Keeping the brand strong.
I and people already know I made my bones on BBWs. I
Porn
was
is a
in the BBW run when it got started. Trust and believe that.
porn is a size kink. You know, there's a lot of dudes out here that's 6'3". They work with a lot of women that are like 4'11". You know, I'm 5'7". I'm not a huge guy by any means, but you know, the size kink can work both ways. Like, you know, you see a little dude tearing up, you know, a big woman, you like, damn, like homie putting in some work. So, you know, I feed
Yeah,
into that
no,
size kink
I'm
how I
saying
fit in.
shit. I wish I could find it. Michael Blackston had a meme of me mounted on a big girl. No bullshit, people. Yeah,
I'm
I wish I could
crying.
find that shit. I said, well, damn, it did let me know people watch my shit. But no, because to me, it's like this. I learned that the key for us is us having the variety. We need it more than the women do because we don't have much to do. Trust me, we don't have no women sending us pussy rating. Bitch.
We're not. We don't.
Our fan fuck, it may not even be on camera. Trust and believe that. It is, period. So for you, speak to being a man being in this business, finding different ways of generating money in the business as a man.
Different ways. I mean, I hop on all the sites. For instance, like, you know, I go to a hotel. So like my typical shoot, this is like, you know, what I do. go to a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do a motel scene, then I know I can catch really cool angles. I can get like some above thing with like the mirror,
Yeah.
things like that. So immediately I look at my footage. I know I'm gonna do the big scene. I'm gonna go post on mini vids first. I'm gonna go post on mini vids, sell it out like that, like saying, hey, I'm selling one scene. Then I'm gonna probably discount all my videos at the same time. OnlyFans, I'm gonna go pop it on my like pay per view, and I'm gonna pop it up like, hey, I debuted it here, so I'm gonna debut it on one.
Mhm.
After that, I'm gonna hop on FetLife. I most likely took a couple selfies up in the hotel room, whatever, looking good. Pop up on FetLife, and then all the my people come out right there. Hit my Telegram group chats. I cut up some of the clips, the same ones I put on Twitter. Hey, yo, check this out. Check this out. Then I take the rest of my selfies. I go to Reddit, and Reddit I'll be making a killing because then I'm posting up these selfies. I just look into whatever group look like me, like black dick, black, black male, this, that, abs, whatever. I go post all them things up in there. Next thing you know, my Reddit DM starts booming. They're like, oh, where can I find you? Telegram, Snapchat. And then I just go and just try to catch some money in every single one of them sites.
Yeah. Because see, now I'm gonna ask you this because I heard a lot of females complain about where guys post they shit, right? So for you, have you ran into any of that so far in your career? And how do you feel about when you hear when females say that?
For me, I mean, realistically, I think of like I treat my content the same way um, I would treat like a song. You know what I mean? Fair
Yeah.
use copyright. I'm not really gonna put out more than a minute 30 for free anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I am to put out something free, it would be on my free OnlyFans, and it would be because the tape is over a year old. At which point, I mean, it's you still got to subscribe, even if it's free. You still got to subscribe. Right now, I'm actually currently speaking to some people, and I just got my first couple videos posted on Pornhub, which is really cool. Like somebody's like, "Hey, do you mind if I put on Pornhub?" It's like a 42-minute video. I said, "Yeah, go for it," because I'm down. I'm like, if
See,
you want to
see,
post it, do
see how many different ways he's taking one clip and making money off of it. Pay attention, people.
it. Uh
Lessons you're learning now. Go ahead. Please teach.
huh. So I just fair use. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna keep putting out like I'm not gonna put out a whole 30-minute video on Pornhub for free because that kind of violates somebody. But if I'm gonna go put out anything free on my own site, like you're gonna have, or even I might even go, and I wouldn't be surprised in a little bit if I go put one on ManyVid and make it free. But you're gonna have to go to one of them sites to get it.
But see,
Subscribe sites.
but to me, it's like this. One is content trade. So I hate to say it to people, you kind of can't tell them where you want to put it. You just have to deal with it. But the ladies that were complaining about it, I feel that they shitty losers. That's just me. I love y'all that we talked about it, but I just feel y'all shitty losers because let's keep it 100. He knows it. When they see the video of Roxy, they going to see what Roxy doing. We just the entree people. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's interesting when you were talking about the different sites. How much do you really watch the numbers? Because we hear people talk about the money of porn, how many girls they fuck, but they don't ever talk about the numbers that they watching. What tells them, okay, this one I need to do more of. This is what they feeling. Oh, damn, that many motherfuckers watch that little clip. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? And learning from why they like that clip. See, that's what the art of this is. So for you, how much you really look at the numbers, especially on each site?
I would say like I don't. I used to look into numbers heavy. I used to look into numbers heavy. Honestly, I don't look into numbers as much as I used to. Reason why is it's better to just post and keep going. Like if I say this didn't hit what this hit, then I'm always gonna be like thinking, oh, maybe I should delete that. I'm like, look, it's here. I'm just gonna put this here, and every now and then I'll go back. Of course, review my work and see how I could do better. But I like think now I like post, put that out there, and just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
So, so he said, "Go and not look." I feel him though, you know. No, but to me, it was like even when I looked at the numbers, whether the numbers fudged or slow or what have you, it was to see. they feeling it. You feel what I'm saying? And even to the point, like, it's talk real male talent shit, right? What I learned, motherfuckers love to see when the girl ride my dick.
They do. They do. They
You
do.
know what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
That shit. You feel me? You know, and so for you, it's like how much of on camera now became secondhand to you.
yeah, no, it's true. Cause like once I see, it's true. Like once I see, sometimes even when I'm in the scene, like as I'm doing it, I'm like, this is the part right here I'm gonna have to look back at and cut up. Cause I know certain things just from like looking at it. Like I'm like that's the one. That's the one. Like there's even been times where like, even like again, production wise, I
Yeah.
start doing some I just start doing some shit that I wouldn't do in any other thing. Like I think I was like here doing back shots and stuff like that. And like I know like her ass was crazy. I like stood up in a way where like I'm like almost like a chair. And I'm like now I'm like above her in like a certain angle. I'm like, this
That
is just
yeah,
that weird
yeah,
shit. This
yeah.
that weird shit they be like talking that go viral. They be like, what the fuck is he on? And then, I always like say like also too when I know I'm shooting, I'm like, look, like at the end of the day, she got a fat ass, let's showcase the fat ass. She got some pretty ass titties, let's showcase them titties. She got pretty eyes, blowjob, like now I start, and I had to get a lot more verbal. That was something I had to work on. I mean, I was already verbal, but being verbal during sex is so important because like that's really what it is. Like, especially if you're not always doing POV, they know who you are. They want to hear you talk. They want to hear you say certain things, like, that ASMR style. Like, if I want my porn to be so heat that if your phone just completely went black and all you could do is hear, you still be like,
Yeah. Because to me, it's like people want to see how I got there. They want to see how we speak. Because can't nobody tell me, like, one of my favorite male times all the time was Wesley Pipes. He talks shit.
yeah,
Talk
yeah,
shit.
true,
And he backed
yeah,
it up.
true.
You know what I'm saying? John, you know what I'm saying? He a little bit quiet, but he'll say something now and then. And then of course, my man Rich Man got there. He talk shit. You wanna know I remember their names. Because when they fucked the girls that I like, and two, they left the impression. And that was the one thing that when I talked to the OGs, they was like, no, nigga, you just don't fuck this bitch. No, you nigga, you show out. You talk shit to it. This is the time that you can really like get nasty and dirty with it, this, that, and the third, because that is what we supposed to do. And so it's like, I'm sorry, I critique male talents when I look at
Of course.
them. I ain't,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I be critiquing y'all motherfuckers.
You got to. you got to. You got to.
You know,
Get
period.
out there.
Because
I see.
yeah, because see, to me, it's like I keep telling people it's an art because it's not just the female. It like put it this way: if they don't ask that motherfucking chick, is that your boyfriend? You need to go to training, brother. So now, also, how much did you learn to read the room with the woman when it comes to film with them, being in front of the camera with them, and stuff of that nature? Because a real good male talent know how to do that.
I think the funniest thing is I asked. I think I've asked like one male talent before I did this. I said, "Hey, can you give me advice?" And funny enough, it was Ricky Johnson. I went
Mhm.
up to him at Ricky's room and I said to him, I said, "Hey, like, I'm an upcoming male talent. Do you have any advice for me?" Only thing he said is learn how to read the room. That's it. Just read the room. And that's the only thing he said to me. And it literally translates in so many aspects of life as well as like
Mhm.
that. So I'm always seeing like, how is she responding to this? Because the camera could tell also
Yeah,
if like if she's not into it. Like that's another thing I've been watching a lot lately. Like I can see when a girl's not into it. And I don't really be enjoying it no more. Like now that I know I see it, I'm like, this ain't one for me.
because see, even though the female is the lead in the scene, no matter what, and no matter how you
Yes.
skinny it, It's our job to unlock her shit to make her look good. It's our job to make her look good.
Oh yeah,
That's
100%.
it. That's why they want the pop. It makes her look good. They ain't looking at us. With their face, they got this shot with her with the cum on her face and shit. We over there like,
I done disappeared. Yeah, I'm over here getting a
I'm sitting down.
Gatorade break.
I'm tired. It was a heavyweight fight. I'm a little sore over here.
I think every time I nut, I always say,
See, that's the thing too, is that also learning. Damn it. This is the last thing we're gonna talk about. Cause see, I love talking to male talents. Cause see, I'm a male talent. So y'all podcasters, okay, learning how to about to lose it, but pull that bitch back. About to lose that nut, that good nut. But but what's your technique to pull it back? So you won't pop too quick in the scene. Ask them good questions, don't I?
I don't have a technique. If it's meant to be, it's meant for me. I'm like, look, we're gonna edit this bitch out. We're gonna take this little thing, we're gonna put it at the end. Cause I'll get right back up and we'll get right back to it.
Oh
If
yeah.
I'm about to nut, we gonna do this. We
Oh
gonna
no.
commit.
I'm gonna tell you mine. If the fans ever watch it, if I ever pop out and start eating the pussy, that's my reset.
There we go. That too.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes as a producer, not talent, as a producer, you're like, wait a second. This ain't the position I want the pop to happen. This ain't the position. It's gonna be a no. I don't want missionary. No, I want that ass shot. If I can't get the face, at least the ass shot. Hold up, let me step back. I mean, people don't realize how much thinking we do when we're filming, man.
No, for sure. I think of like, there's so many things like that I didn't normally do, but now when I'm in the zone, I'm like, oh nah, like I love when this happens. So like, there's just certain things like that have made me more sensual, more dominant, like in every like in pulling directions have made me do more of this, more of that. Like there's certain things I do during a blowjob. Like for instance, like during a blowjob, I'm like, yo, she working hard. So like how I make her look better, start talking to her, smacking on her face. Like there's a big thing where like halfway through I like lift her chin up. I always like kiss the girl in the middle of it. And I always say I like to kiss my best eater. Cause like, when you be in the hood, a lot of dudes be like, man, I ain't kissing her, man. She sucked my dick. I'm like, I will.
Yeah, it's my dick. Shit, I ain't worried.
Yep.
Y'all weird.
No, I don't want to get into it.
But shoot, man. But oh my goodness, man. But look, I done held this man up here for an hour, man. And I got to bring bro back because we're gonna be talking that Meltdown shit. I'm gonna bring him to Savage Smoke. So, excuse me. Thank you, Moses. Can I call you Smoke Buddy?
Call me Smoke Buddy. I
Say no more. He'll be back. He'll be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and I'm gonna bring him over to the subscriber side on Spotify, Savage Smoke, where we really gonna open up.
Yes,
we really
sir.
about subscribers, so that means you paid to hear what you got to say. So, with that being said, Mr. Moses, can you tell everybody where they can spend money on you, my brother?
My links at OnlyFans, ThankYouMoses. Everything's just gonna be ThankYouMoses. I'm making it nice and simple. My Twitter, you gonna flip it. Moses, thank you. Nice and simple. If you want to find my site, RoxyDover.com / ThankYouMoses.
There you go, people. So what did we smoke over today? What did we learn? Well, people, let me tell you what you learned. You learned something from a male perspective. You know what I'm saying? You learned the approach is key. How you approach is key. Because if your approach is wrong, she ain't gonna let you land, bro. See, and part of that approach is understanding that us as men, unlike women, we have to damn near come in as a business, studio, male talent, editor, and director. You walking in as a brand to begin with a dick. See, a lot of y'all motherfuckers doing that OnlyFans shit, and you're not understanding it's about money and legacy with this. Period. Because if you look at it as a whole, men have a longer run in porn than women do. He's the example. What he just said, I did. That was back in the day when there was no internet. See, I keep telling y'all, old school shit still works in the new school environment, people. Right. Period. Business is business. The blueprint never changed, just the years did. And if you don't walk in, fellas, one, thinking about the bag more so than the pussy, guess what? You ain't gonna have no bag and you're gonna miss all the good pussy because you done fucked it up in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we have a way slipperier slope than they do. We can be charged with shit. They can say we lied. They can say we raped them and all this bullshit, and the world will believe them. They'll be like, shit, he's a porn star. The fuck? You feel me? Our career could be destroyed. So we have to move smarter than they do. See, it was an African proverb that when the lion wakes up, it says, I have to be faster than the slowest gazelle for me to eat. But the gazelle woke up and said, I got to be faster than the fastest lion to survive. Guess who the gazelle is in this situation? The male talent. So I hope y'all learned something, and I hope we taught y'all something, especially you guys trying to get into the business, because that's who I really want to reach. Because it's a way of doing it, and if you do it right, you'll be successful. You might even get into the Hall of Fame of the AVNs or X. Shit, you might get to fuck some prime pussy and make some money to fuck that prime pussy. That's all I got to say. So with that being said, we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? If you haven't learned anything, smoke this over. Mr. Moses, tell the people goodbye, man.
Goodbye. Thank y'all for listening.